Todd's bad day. Todd is an executive director at Rustic Meadow Valley, a senior living community in Savannah, Georgia. Todd takes great pride in his work, both for the history and charm of the property, as well as the relationships he's built with the residents. It's a rainy, gray fall day, and having awoken late, Todd was not able to stop at his local pastry shop on his way into the community. Due to this, Todd will miss starting the day with his usual chocolate croissant and large coffee. Upon arrival, Todd plans to start the morning by reviewing the community's census and future resident move-in projections. Then, he needs to evaluate nursing's recommendations on updated regulatory compliance, as well as schedule the next resident council meeting. It's a lot to do to get ahead of the game, but that's the type of executive director that Todd is. On the way to his office, Todd stops by the dining room. Turning the corner, he sees empty tables and realizes something is seriously amiss. Todd finds Sabrina, one of the community's recently hired dining room supervisors, and asks why the team is so far behind. With a troubled look on her face, Sabrina shares, "We are short-staffed today, and I have not learned all of the pre-service tasks." Todd jumps in, putting his morning community responsibilities on hold to cover for the missing team members. Todd begins to feel a pit in his stomach as he sees the residents lined up at the dining room doorway. As a result of the unexpected call-outs, lunch starts late. When service finally begins, Todd sighs and thinks to himself, "At least this day can't get any worse." But unfortunately, Todd's assumption is quickly proven false when Mrs. Hill, one of the property's long-standing residents, is served a Caesar salad. Mrs. Hill has a food allergy and asks if there are any anchovies in the salad dressing. Todd runs back to check the bottle in the kitchen and finds that it does in fact have anchovies. Todd and the understaffed team quickly clear the Caesar salad without an accommodation to swap with it for Mrs. Hill. Later, back in his office, Sabrina knocks on the door and asks Todd, "Do we have any special activities planned for the residents during this evening's dinner service?" Todd responds, "No, unfortunately, we don't." Then he thinks to himself, I wish I had the time and support to focus on dining activities outside of just ensuring we provide on-time meal service." As a result of his lack of dining experience, Todd is unaware of how to manage all the complex responsibilities that come with food and hospitality management. Settling for good enough, dinner will be the same offering as it was last week and the week before, served without appealing culinary execution or promotion. As the day comes to an end, Todd reviews 3 resident complaints and a letter from Mrs. Hill's family. He knows Rustic Meadow Valley can't afford to have bad days like this. Todd has been leading the community's engagement of residents, family, friends, and staff for 8 years, so he knows better than anyone their hospitality expectations. Todd is not fulfilling his commitments with the missteps that have gone on with dining again today. Todd leaves for the day disappointed for his obvious missteps and oversights, for the community's inability to attract and retain culinary service talent outside of their core care competencies, for the lack of resident engagement programs and dynamic menu offerings impacted by the lack of resources and culinary expertise. The next day, Todd thinks to himself while driving to work, "If only there was a way I could empower the dining team with the right tools, resources, and support to fulfill our commitment to our residents." Suddenly, he remembers a contact from Unidine. Todd knows that Unidine provides dining management solutions, but wonders how Unidine would support Rustic Meadow Valley. Continue along to uncover how this day would be different with the addition of a Unidine partnership. Todd's bad day, Unidine is the solution. Todd is an executive director at Rustic Meadow Valley, a senior living community in Savannah, Georgia. Todd takes great pride in his work, both for the history and charm of the property, as well as the relationships he's built with the residents. It's a beautiful fall day, and having awoken early, Todd heads into work where he is able to enjoy a freshly made croissant and locally sourced cold brew on tap at the Community Bistro, one of 3 new retail dining destinations on property. With his chocolate croissant and large coffee in hand, he feels hopeful for the operating outcomes ahead. Todd is ready to start his day by meeting with Tanya, his dining service director from Unidine. They will go through Unidine's quarterly business review, covering everything from financial commitments, purchasing through local and diverse suppliers, and the supporting infrastructure to market and innovate technology. Tanya's plan is right on track. She turns to Todd noting, "Wow, we've saved so much this quarter on food spend." Todd smiles looking at the numbers, seeing that Unidine is projected to save them 15% in food service commitments due to adherence to recipes and a strong waste removal program in the kitchen. Once they get on the same page, he stops by the dining room to ensure lunch preparation is running smoothly. By attracting and retaining talented team members who are the right culture fit for Rustic Meadow Valley, Unidine is able to have a 92% retention rate of frontline team members, a crucial ingredient to exceptional food service. Backed by a multitude of support resources and systems, team members experience a comprehensive onboarding and orientation process that ensures that they're hospitality focused and ready for every day ahead. Todd is pleased to join Tanya and the team as they hold daily lineup, a team-building daily touch point at the heart of Unidine's culture. They discuss the core values of dining, Unidine's fresh food pledge, and their commitment of going above and beyond to take care of the clients and residents. Tanya and the team open the dining room doors to welcome smiling guests for lunch service. As Mrs. Hill, one of the property's longstanding residents, puts in her order, she asks if there is seafood in the Caesar salad, as she has an allergy. Due to the scratch preparation, use of production seats, and service training as part of Unidine's Shine Diamond Service platform, the team can identify all ingredients in the salad dressing and offer an anchovy replacement option for Mrs. Hill to avoid her seafood allergy. Back in his office, Tanya knocks on the door and says, "Todd, I want to remind you of this evening's culinary theater dinner. Our executive chef has prepared a tasting menu to complement the wine education hosted by our local vendor partners from Rustic Meadow Vineyards." Excited, Todd responds, "Yes, of course I'll be there." As the day comes to an end, Todd reviews the resident satisfaction surveys from the past 6 months. Scores have increased to 93%. He also has a complimentary letter from Mrs. Hill's family. It seems the personalized approach, elevated menus, and delivery of unique dining moments have certainly provided the residents the exceptional hospitality that they so much deserved. Todd can't help but smile when he thinks how Unidine has enabled him with the right tools, resources, and support to grow his dining department, his resident satisfaction, and ultimately, his community. Unidine is the solution for Rustic Meadow Valley, for Todd, and for you. Now, find out how Unidine can support dining solutions at your senior living community today.